In the Gold Prayer Book, please turn to page 191, and we'll recite the praises to the 21 Taras to remove obstacles to the light of the path retreat. And if you don't have the Gold Prayer Book, but you have the white binders on the green colored sheets. Page 191. From your sublime abode at the Potala, O Tara, born from the green letter Tam, your crown adorned with Amitabha, action mother of the Buddhas of the 3 times, Tara, please come with your attendants. The gods and demigods bow to your lotus feet, O Tara, you who rescue all who are destitute. To you, Mother Tara, I pay homage. All I prostrate to the noble transcendent liberator. Homage, Tara, swift heroic, eyesight lightning instantaneous, sprung from opening stamens of the Lord of Theor's true-born lotus. Hamishi's face combines 100 altar moons at fullest, blazing with bright rays besplendent as a 1,000-star collection. Homage, golden blue and lotus, water-born in hand adorning, giving effort, calm austerities, patience, meditation, her sphere. Homage, crown of Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conqueror's children, having reached every perfection. Homage, filling with tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with their feet the 7 worlds, able to travel all beings. Homage, worshipped by the all-Lord, Shaka Aniba Mama, honored by the host of spirits, courtiers, Gandhavas, Yakshas. Homage with their tread and pay sounds, destroying those magic diagrams, her feet pressing left outright, blazing in a raging fireplace. Homage to the very dreadful destroyer of Mara's champions. She was frowning lotus visage, who was slayer of all enemies. Homage at the heart, her fingers adorn her with 3 mudra. Lightning masses all excited, all directions feel so adorn her. Homage, she's so joyous, radiant, crowning, mitting garlands of light, mirthful laughing with tutare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage, she able to summon all earth guardians ascend, shaking, frowning with her home song, saving from every misfortune. Homage, crown adorneth crescent, moon on ornaments was shining, Amitabha in her hair knot, sending out rich light eternal. Homage, she with wreath ablaze like eon denning fire abiding, rush reflected joy surround you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage, she who strikes the ground with her palm and with her foot beats, scowling with the letter whom the 7 letters Jesus calm. Homage, happy, virtuous, peaceful, she whose fielders peace nirvana, she endowed with dome and soul, destroyer of the great. Homage, she with joy surrounded, tearing foes' bodies asunder, freezes whom and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage today with seed letter of the shape of syllable, whom by stamping shakes his 3 worlds, Mira, Mandara, and Vindhya. Homage, holding in her hand the Hemak moon of Deva like form, with by spoken Tara Mte, totally dispelling poison. Homage, she whom gods and their kings and the king are lost to honor, armored in our joyful splendor, she dispels bad dreams and conflicts. Homage, she whose 2 eyes bright with radiance of sun and foam, with spice hara and tutare, she dispels severe contagion. Homage, full of liberating, powered by the set of 3 natures, joyous host of spirit yakshas, and race corpus supreme tutor. These praises with the rule mantras and prostrations thus are 21. We'll turn to page 190 for the prayer of the benefits. Whoever is endowed with devotion for the goddess and recites this with supreme faith, remembering at dawn upon waking and in the evenings, will be granted all fearlessness, will perfectly pacify all negativities, and will eliminate all unfortunate migrations. The multitudes of conquerors will quickly grant initiation. Thus endowed with this greatness, one will eventually reach the state of a Buddha. If affected by the most terrible poison, whether ingested, drunk, or from a living being, just by remembering will one be thoroughly cleansed. If this prayer is recited 2, 3, or 7 times, it will pacify all the sufferings of torments caused by spirits, fevers, and poisons, and by other beings as well. If you wish for a child, you will get a child. If you wish for wealth, you will receive wealth. All your wishes will be fulfilled, and all obstacles pacified. The refuge prayer is on page 98. Judan Soki Jonam Da Janchu Badu Dani Kapsuchi Dagi Chunyangi Pesunamji Dola Penchu Sangye Tu Pasho Judan Soki Jonam Da Janchu Badu Dani Kapsuchi Dagi Chunyangi Pesunamji Dola Penchu Sangye Tu Pasho Judan Soki Jonam Na Janchu Badu Dani Kapsuchi Dagi Chunyangi Pesunamgi Dola Penchu Sangye Tu Pasho
Nideshi Wazona Kushini, Zakayana, Rola Pembachana, Lavini, Zabaka, Kandayana, the Betuna, Nabakude, Nato de Zoma. Nide Jaja Semelo, Jasaja, the Lonchon, the Lo, Kangeti Jedavajo, Wameva, Chimeva, Chavarmeva, Tameva, Wameva, Romeva, Tata, the Medevanje, the Zobel, the Manoja, the Madonna, the Lo, Kangetu, the Wata Veba, the Vision, the Kodam de Lonchon, Welcome back to welcome back to the class. Very patient like Kandola. So, which parameter? Patience. We finish patient or no? Yeah, two new person. So we are studying 6 parameter. Let's go 6 parameter. Okay, so like first one is generosity, jimbache. Second one is ethic or moralities. Now we are in the third, right? Third, patience. Right? Oh, yeah. Okay. So just give you like how you say in America? How you say give you heads up? Huh? Giving you a heads up. I'm not sure what that is. Okay. So in Sanskrit it's called 6 parameter, and English is called 6 professions. Practice of 6 professions. Okay. So, and thank you for coming. So now this is not the extensive explanation about 6 professions, practice of 6 professions. Here it mentioned very briefly. So, but there are other books written by different authors or different masters, and some of them has a very extensive explanation about 6 professions, practice of 6 professions. So, so now, so where we stop? Or difficulties, or accepting difficulties. So, no matter what, we cannot avoid difficulties. It almost seems like it's part of life. If not today, maybe tomorrow. If not tomorrow, maybe next week. If not next week, maybe next month or next year, something will go wrong. So now the question is, what do you do? Whenever we the question is what one should do when you encounter difficulties. What one should do. You can become very resentful. Question is, does that help? That's the question. Does that help? Or are there other ways to deal with the difficulties? Of course, there are many different ways to deal with difficulties, but all of them require practices. No practice, then it's not going to work. So now, like whenever you encounter difficulties, problem, complications, what we should do? Dunga thaling sebo dewa la machaba mase dunga la junto dunga la junto tone menda tembashi goes. What author is suggesting here, dunga thaling sebo dewa la machaba mase, so not just become attached to pleasures. Pleasure of our feelings. The pleasure of our feeling, that's most what we get through five senses. That's very typical. Everybody who possess five senses, or here or there, so they do get, pleasure generated by five senses, interacting with the five objects, interacting with the shape, color, you get some pleasures. Interacting with the sound, you get some kind of pleasures. Interacting with smell, you get some kind of pleasures. Interacting with the taste, you get some kind of pleasures. Interacting with touching something, like you get some kind of pleasure. And same likewise, then you get as unpleasurable feelings from looking at shape, color, hearing sound, smelling something. Same thing. But these are all temporary. That's all temporary. So the main thing is that the pleasure of a feeling, they're related to the mind. Related to the mind is a little deeper, and nothing to. Not necessarily depending on the objects. It doesn't require object. Without object, you can still achieve that pleasure of a feeling. Which is related to the mind, mental pleasures. So now, Devala Machaba Mases, not just that, not just not being attached to pleasure or feeling related to five senses. Not just that, Dungala Jindutones. So this is hard. Practically it's hard, but it's doable, but it's practically it's hard. Dungala Jindutones, seeing problem is something good. Something like ornament. Does it make sense? Yeah. But we don't see problem as ornament. We see something problem is something that Dungala Jindutones meant that Dungala Jindutones, not just seeing difficulty as some kind of ornament, and also not just that, Dungala Jindutones meant that seeing almost like that, problem is almost like some kind of medicine. That's how you deal with difficulties. But unfortunately, generally speaking, we don't see that. We don't see the problem as an ornament. We don't see it's like medicines. Kache soba tang, xinyang natsa tang, chu chir kache soba tang, chu chir kache soba tang, in Tibet, Eastern Tibet, young probably young, like, between 25, before 30, when they reach 30. So there are boys and girls from eastern part of Tibet. They prostrate all the way from eastern Tibet all the way to central Tibet. There are many of them. You can look in the video, you can see many of them. Doesn't matter water, snow, dirt, they cover every square feet all the way to it takes 3 months. That's that kind of dedication, because it's physical, it's very hard. Like you encounter all kind of weathers, but you are determined to complete that journey, for greater cause, So they are, the sake of spiritual practice, they sacrifice physical, well-being, mental. There's no mental problem, but the physical, there's a lot of problems. But they take that, and in their mind, what they're thinking, like these physical hardships kind of purify their physical karmas. That's what they're thinking in their mind. Therefore, there's very little negative things in their mind. In the mental, there's not really much problems. The physical, there's a lot of problems, but they use that physical problems. They look at that physical problem as something good that really, like finishing something. That's just an example. That's like, for sake of spiritual practice, then able to accept difficulties for the sake of spiritual practice. And other hand, physical sicknesses. We get headache, we get stomach ache, we get all kind of flu, stomach flu, head flu, all kind of flus, all kind of the disease. Unwanted encounter with unwanted person. That was what we think. Unwanted person that who is not person that is not person that we consider as an enemy, person that we consider we don't like them. But these are not permanent. According to another Lojong Mind 20 text, today's best friend. Almost you feel like you can give your own heart to that person. Few unguarded words, your friend said, few unguarded words. So then you project, you superimpose. Tomorrow, today's best friend becomes tomorrow's worst enemy. So the enemy and friend is not permanent. It changes all the time. So therefore, there's no absolute enemy. There's no absolute friend. It's all relatives. Undesirable beings, what we label as enemy. Not just that, even in the dream that difficulties that you experience in the dream, all of that. So how to use all of that? How to use all of that to grow, mentally grow, go high, don't go low, go high. Usually, generally speaking, we go low. So there's problems. So how can we all this, everything that I mentioned, even though all this circumstance, how we can go high, how we can grow mentally, grow. One way to look at, one way to go high or grow is from the karma point of view. From karma point of view, you can look at you can deal with that kind of circumstance, whether there's a physical sicknesses, or there's a nightmare, or there's whatever that might be, where the person is like bothering you, all of that. We don't have to go down, we can go high. How? Or maybe from the karma, you can look at that whole situation from the karma point of view. That's one way to go high or grow. Okay, make sense? Oh yeah. It all boils down on this life. Just ask yourself questions. Is this the first time I become being? Is this the first time I become living being? Or before that I was tree? Am I tree before that? Or am I like part of the Rocky Mountain people used to climb on? When you become living being, when you become living being, when is the first time you become living being? That's big questions. That's a huge questions. So something to think about. Okay, something to think about. Then there's a body. This is body. We label pretty much based on, we don't see the mind, we don't see mind, we label based on physical appearances. That's what we call John, Geshe Gelek. I. This is basic, this is the byproduct of sperm and egg. That's what it is. Even the scientists agree. Even the scientist agrees. Certain things come from mother, has a flesh, skin, maybe blood, I'm not sure. Then bone, marrow, then the drop. There are certain things come from mother, certain things come from father. When you look at the practice of as death dissolution process, that practice clearly mentioned what parts comes from mother's eggs, what parts come from father's sperm. So that's what it is. If somebody show you nowadays, you can show. They froze. They froze. They froze. They freeze. If somebody show you that, that's going to become like this. Hard to believe. Who will believe? Just seeing small things become like this? Nobody believes. Actually, that is the cause. That's the cause. Even the scientists agree. So there's something else beside that. You think. Tibetan think. Everybody think. We think some things. Where that come from? You might say it's come from brain. Brain is physical, right? Brain is physical. So now there's scientists also. There's a lot of experiments been done. So now they believe, or they're about to believe, there's something beyond brain, something beyond brain. So the one just example they use is like when we tear, when we cry. When they analyze the brain, the same part of brain blinks. There's some kind of chemicals blinking in the brain. That chemical cannot distinguish between happy tear and sad tear. Same time, when people cry out of sadness, same part blinks. When people when people cry out of excitement, happy, same. Emotion is different. It's huge different. It's totally two different things. But brain cannot distinguish. One same part of the brain has a blink or something. I'm not sure. A blink or something. The same part of the same chemical in the brain, like that was active. So now, slowly, even the scientists they're believing or about to believe there's something beyond brain. So that one, thought, where that come from? Where that come from? These are huge questions. The body, of course, come from eggs and sperm. Where this always think, always think. Where that come from? that is not physical. It has no shape, it has no color, it's not form. It is not form. So therefore, some kind of form cannot become the cause for that. That has to have some similar cause. Where that come from? So something to think about. Okay. So there's one way to deal with it, like from the karma point of view, all the difficulties. Some kind of treatment, like surgery. It's not something that's very enjoyable. Surgery, that's painful. But for greater cause, you tolerate, because that's for the greater cause. Yeah, taking your hand is not something very enjoyable. If they save your life, people do. People do sacrifice their hand in order to save their life. So that's why I think need how to to grow mentally, to grow. So that's the first one. Okay. Then lenge sebe jusambata tie parte shela nintewata. So then if you can look at those circumstances, whether you lose some things from your life, when you're about to lose somebody, anything, any difficulties, if you look at from the karma point of view, so then there's one way to deal with that. Okay, so there's one practice in Guru Puja is mentioned. Environment is very negative. And the being inside the environment is all negative. See? So then undesirable things happening, like things happening in your life, almost seems like pouring down like rain. What do you do? Questions, what do you do? It's not just you imagine it's happening, it is happening. What do you do? Niji dibe yonga de midyo dunga chada baje lenge devu sebe jutone jinge lamdo longs. Jinge is undesirable event or circumstance called jinge, or undesirable conditions or circumstance called jinge. Lamdo long means transform that undesirable conditions, transform that into path that will probably give you some space to breathe, or maybe give you space to think. Accepting difficulty as a path. What's the title of that practice? In Guru Puja, I don't remember. I do remember in Tibetan, sorry, so I don't remember Tibetan. I do remember Tibetan, but I don't know how to say in English. Quintessential instructions how to accept difficulties, then transform that into the path which will lead you to high, higher. Okay? You found in the group?
Yes, it's even if the environment and beings are filled with the fruits of negative karma and unwished for sufferings pour down like rain, I seek your blessings to take these miserable conditions as a path by seeing them as causes to exhaust the results of my negative karma.
Here word blessing. The blessing is transformations. If there's any transformation taking place in your mind stream, then you receive blessings. If there's no any transformation taking your mindset, then no matter what you say, you won't receive any blessing. See, blessing means to change. That's why you bless food. That's why you bless space, environment. You try to change from negative to positive. Same here. When you're trying to, because negative mindset is not good, then you're trying to change that. Of course, because there's negative mindset. So generally speaking, when everything's falling apart, there's negative mindset. So now you are seeking blessing to transform that and from the look at the situation from the different point of view. Oh, okay? So that's one way to deal. So, maybe something is exhausting. See, usually, as I mentioned before, how many people are happy to pay bill? No, nobody. Nobody wants to pay bill. But that you have to pay. I mean, like, how many people, okay, my debt is getting lower. When you're paying, when you're paying, your debt is getting lower. Your debt is getting smaller. But people usually don't focus on that. We don't focus on that. We focus on how dare they send bill right away. Can they wait like 2 more days? Then all kind of negative mind rise, like all kind of negative mind. And then, so whether you have positive mindset or negative mindset, you have to pay. If you have negative mindset, they say, "Oh, you're sorry, you are feeling bad, or you don't need to pay." Nobody said that. If there's somebody say something like that, then there's reason. Oh, you could be very angry. Maybe you don't need to pay the debt, but it's not like that. So that's why. So this is exactly, so there is a way that you could have positive mindset, knowing that your debt is getting smaller. With that kind of mindset, you can pay, or you can pay with another kind of mindset, or negative mindset. So then blaming here, blaming there is not going to change the situation. It's not going to change the situations. There's one way to deal. So I'm not saying there's the only way to deal. There's the one way to deal with difficult circumstance. Okay. Tell about the Shela Ning. So then if you are able to deal with the circumstance with the karma point of view, so then there is possibilities that you may generate some kind of compassion towards those beings. That's very possible. That is possible now. That is possible. Okay. So then you are with that kind of like mindset, looking at the situations with that kind of mindset, and benefit that there is possibilities. You, in order to get angry, you might able to develop some kind of compassions. So then not just that will also help you to understand whole thing, everything is complicated. Nothing is perfect. Well, people talk about perfections. People talk about working very hard to be perfect, but reality, there's nothing is perfect. Everything is complicated. Everything's complications. Then you learn that. Then you say, "Oh, it's not just me. Everything is complicated. Everything is complicated. It's not just me that get fight with my friend, or somebody else also getting fight with friends. It's not just me. So like this, the whole thing's like that. So then you gain deeper knowledge. So now you say, "Oh, now what I should do? Oh, I should liberate myself. I should liberate. If I'm really sick of those things, what I should do, I should liberate. I should free myself. I should seek the way out. So then you have, and then you gain some kind of interest about liberation. What is liberation? How to achieve liberations? So then you get some interest. About liberation. So that's the best thing. Okay. So that's how you practice patience, based on a deeper understanding of whole things, and from the karma point of view. So then you accept. that you are doing that voluntarily, not by somebody telling you to do what to do, but you're doing that voluntarily. But you read, you thought about that, then you think it's very beneficial. Then you do it voluntarily, so it's even much better, much better. You do it voluntarily. Otherwise, the whole thing becomes more complicated. Creation some also going to survive. Says, okay, that's from the karma point of view how to deal with the circumstances. Okay, dunga juwa na sa chimang yesu no nyonggo be dunga ji kodi che nyam do yigawa che go pena che. So that's why I think the first big huge question is this first time I become living being? This is a huge question. This is a very big question that needs to be answered. This is the first time I become human. This is the first time I'm breathing. This is the first time that I'm breathing. Before that, how you say? Who? Huh?
Where was I? Who was I?
Yeah, before that, who was I? Yeah, is this tree is like a piece of hamburger? That's hard to believe. I don't think that you become a piece of hamburger. That's hard to believe. How's about tree, water, wind? How to believe? That's the huge questions. Is this the first time I become living being? This is a huge question. So that needs to analyze. Oh, dunga joana chima leso nyongo be dunga di kochu nyamdo yigawa chegyo penas. Or maybe this I have a headache, today I have a headache. Maybe this is good things. Maybe because of this headache, maybe this headache will exhaust all my sicknesses in the future. With that mindset, there's one way to tolerate it. That's just an example. How to deal with the headache? One thing you can say, of course I will get headache because I have head. If I don't have head, I don't get headache. That's one way to look at it. It's hard to get rid of a head. Now you need head. So there's because the flower doesn't get headache because it doesn't have head. This is one way. That's why I'm saying whole existing thing is complicated. It's come with the complications. This body will come with the complications. Everything's come with the complications. Nothing is perfect. Or maybe another way to look at it, or maybe because of this headache that I'm experiencing now, because of that, maybe all the cause for my future sicknesses will be exhausting now. That's one way to look. One way to look. Okay? So then if you broader the broader, if you make it broader, if you make it bigger, then you can of course think about life after this. Or maybe this headache will exhaust all the negative things about after this life. Something that there's also positive mindset. Or you can hit again your headache at your head. You can get angry and hit your head a couple of times. That's not going to eliminate headache. So same like so same. People do that, So sejimi lakba che as I mentioned before, like sejimi lakba che de tamali gawacho. If you got into trouble, not nowadays, everything's very civilized long time ago. If you get into trouble, people execute you. Sometimes there are probably practices that they will not. They ask, like if they cut your hand, then you'll be free. So then people, nobody likes to be cut in their hand, but so they do because they are happy because they are going to be alive. So like that. Like what you do. So then there's like you are kind of like happy that you're going to be alive, even though you're losing your hand. But you are deep down, you are happy that you're going to be alive. So this is just example. Surgery, some kind of treatment is painful, but for the greater cause, then you tolerate that. Chemotherapy, all of that, was kind of painful, but you tolerate because the result, aiming for the greater result. It's same from the karma point of view, same, it's looking at the same thing. Then, so this practice you don't see in Tibet, and some part of still Tibet they still do, so when there's some headache, some kind of pain, so they cut you, and they kind of try to draw the blood, naturally cut it back here, cut there, so they say there's like all the bad blood will come out, so then somehow it heals. There's some practices, because of course there's lack of medical facilities. This practice has been done after hundreds of years, and still carrying on some part of Tibet. So then, the balls, there's like fire in the balls, then they put it in your back, and then it's kind of painful, but people tolerate for the greater cause. It's the same things, same thing. We are told in the monastery, we are told that when we are like, of course in the monastery, in the sitting, sometimes prayer starts 2 o'clock in the morning, it goes all the way to 6 o'clock in the evening. So you sit like this all day long, many hours. It's not easy, so like there's a pain here, a pain there. And we are told all this pain that you experience in the prayer gatherings, it will purify your physical negative karmas. So then sometimes you feel like kind of proud, wow, that's pretty good. So then like if you feel some pain, then you feel like there's something exhausting, you feel like that. So then, so like same like that. Rangre chuji kawa chana tingi zungi dunga mambu koche vile nyambaza. Tika dunga ji yundi aya tenko des. Junjuli je. Shia dunga ina chuwe tekpa sewa ches. Chuwe tekpa sewa ches. Kowa pala niji dila zunjin gelangas. Generally speaking, difficulty does not have any quality, but it has only one quality. When you experience the difficulties, it automatically reduces pride, and arrogant. That's the one quality. So then when you look around, it's not just you. Everybody on this planet have problems. Everybody. Poor people has more physical problems. Poor people has more physical problems. People who has money has more mental problems. I don't mean crazy. I don't mean like they become crazy, but they have more pain in the mind. Poor people, they have no. So when you travel to different countries, you see. So some of you already been in India and Nepal, you see poor people. Do they look miserable? They always come smile, share whatever they have, In the first place, they have nothing to protect. They have nothing to protect. And they have no fear to lose anything because they have nothing to lose. So Ayadeva said in his text, 400 stanzas of Madhimanga Avatar, in this text, Ayadeva said, Chola Hiji Dungades, people who has a lot of wealth has more problem in their mind. People who has no wealth, poor, they have more physical problems. Of course, they are, like lack of resource, food, clothes, all of that, then there's physical problems. But compared to problem in the mind, if you have happiness in the mind, they can deal with all the physical problems the physical happiness cannot, cannot subdue mental problems. Mental happiness can subdue physical problems easily. See, still now, when you go to Dharamsala on the mountains, there are monks and nuns. They are meditating there in the rest of their life. When you visit them, they don't have much, but mentally they are very happy. Mentally very happy. Because they have the dungaji yunde take dungaji yunde yang take the Rado Chuan nekang so nekang seguso. Remember the machu chok machu ya chukwe tangje. Sim da namazo ngenge da choche ba phaberi shila lobdu yoba kawa sare no to kawa de chuje cheba so. Sanjebe nela tebe dunga thale chegos. If you are monks and nuns, so that one of the main practice in monastic life is fewer desire, and contentment. Contentment. So I just read. I've been reading last few days. I've been reading about this profession. So, and usually, generally speaking, I'm lazy. I don't really read much. So then, I feel moral responsibility of trying to find more information about this profession. So then probably you give me the opportunity to read more textbook. So I've been reading all kinds of texts, from Kagyu Lama. So there's some of the texts I never read before. Never read. Very interesting one. The master said, the contentment is that he's emphasizing on few desire, and contentment is something wonderful practice to do. And he's emphasizing on that, and he gave one example. See, like drinking water that you dreamt, drinking water you dreamt in your dream. Make sense? Drinking the water that you dreamt in your dream. Huh? Make sense?
Yeah.
How you say?
Water that you dreamt.
Yeah. Yeah, drinking water that you dream in your dream will not eliminate hunger of thirst, suffering of thirst. Make sense? Huh? Similarly, nobody is going to be satisfied doing things. Make sense?
Nobody's going to be satisfied with what?
By doing things. We ask the cat, what do you think? Cat asks, what do you think? Say something. Experience tranquility. Don't want to speak. We are not going to satisfy. We are not going to be content by looking, smelling, listening, touching, or eating. Is that true? Huh? Is that true? Are we satisfied? Because we are doing that. I've been eating like since I was born. Am I satisfied by eating? Because I've been eating almost now 50 years. Am I satisfied by eating? No. Am I satisfied by looking at something? No. Am I satisfied by smelling something? No. But doing the thing I was born. So that's what it means. Don't fool yourself to think that you are going to eliminate hunger of thirst, as a suffering of thirst, by drinking of water you dream in your dream. Make sense? Oh, so that's what that master there, what it means. I don't remember. I'm going to probably memorize the stanza, but I remember just meaning. Oh, this is very good. Chibi mingums. So need to understand. That's the fact. That is the fact. Need to understand that. Need to understand. Need to understand. Satisfaction comes from thinking, not by doing things, by thinking. Satisfaction comes from thinking. Pretty good. Able to see, can see, able to move around. Pretty good. It's wonderful. It's a good thing. It's good. So always looking for what you don't have. You have to understand. You may think you are not content because you are something that you don't have. When you have that, that will not guarantee satisfactions. But you will look more. Same like iPhone. 1 year, first one that not you think, oh, I'm going to be very happy to get that. You get that, and looking next one. So that's why companies, they are very good at making things based on our mindset. So they know we are not going to be content. But they know, probably we should also know that we are not going to be content. So that's a good thing. That's the point. Okay, just want to share that. Just read today. I just read and I just found that you are not going to. Don't fool yourself by thinking that you are going to eliminate suffering of thirsty by drinking the water you drank. So same. Don't fool yourself that you are going to be satisfied the things that you want. It's like same thing. Same thing. Oh yeah. So that's the few desire and contentment is the main practice for the Sangha members. The Sangha members, they should focus more on that practice. So even though there's some kind of difficulty deep down there, you have to think that you are doing this wonderful practice. Oh, so if you don't practice that, then you're always looking for something. You're always looking for something, always looking for something, something more, something more. You know, tab chene chu misamba mise tomato dawale mades. So then, if you are a Sangha member, so if you are doing that, then you are completely wasting your time. Looking for more and more, like more wealth. So then, the very reason that you become ordained is to trying to reduce the amount of desire and trying to practice the contentment. So that's what it's for. So then you lose the point. 중도시 땜베 때르시니 툭 유도 차보 툭 타보 계속 어떤 티지에서 땜베 세니니 주부주에서 야부주도 땜베 also then there's one person who is like selling a firewood who's selling. That's how he make his living. 땜베 때르시니 maybe no Shakyamuni Buddha probably saw some kind of like wealth or some kind of like treasure. See, then when the Buddha see the treasure, then Buddha probably said, oh, poison. Oh, and like it's very dangerous poison, or very dangerous poison, they said. Then probably the person who's like selling a wood probably went after that. Then he found the treasure, which turns out to be gold. He found the gold. When Buddha said, there's like poison, he found the gold. Jabu Jutivanasa, Jume, Jabu Shin, Sevanyasa. Then probably king asked him how you found the gold, and probably he lied. The person who's selling the wood, he's the one who found the gold. And the king asked, oh, how you found the gold? And he lied. Probably he didn't tell the truth. He lied. The king found out he was lying. Kings found out he was lying, and king is about to execute him. The king is about to execute him because then he said poison. So Buddha already said before, so when Buddha discovered the treasure, Buddha already said poison. At that time, he don't think it's poison. It's a dangerous poison. He didn't pay attention. He went after that. He found the gold, and the king asked him. Then he lied. So because of that, so king is going to execute him now. So then he said, poison, very dangerous poison, reverse the gold. Now he's about to lose his life. Now he gets it. Yeah? Now he gets it. Now he understands. Then king asked him again, what do you mean? Like what he's saying is like he's probably saying poison, dangerous poison. Then the king asked him. King was wondering, curious. He asked him, why he's saying that? Then he told whole stories. So then king let him go. He told the truth. Then king let him go. Probably king kept the gold. Maybe that. So now you have somebody say, oh, a few desire, contentment is good. You say, oh, maybe it's not good. Somebody say, oh, a few desire, that's good things. Oh, you say, oh, no, that's not good. More desire is better. Then probably you say that. Then eventually then you will end up saying, oh, my few desires, that is good, So say they're similar. Ranja Trajan Namja Tunji Dina on this. Mentally, it's very funny. It's mental. It's very not funny. Very strange. If you think if you're okay, then you are okay. It's not really. It's not very. Not about external things. So long time ago. So I already told you stories about many of you heard. In the monastery, when there's some lamas teachings, some like famous lama when they give teachings, in the monastery there's a limited space in the temple. Everybody will cramp up, cramp together. And there's we are in the small temple, and there's right next to me. There's one senior monk, and I was a little worried about him. And I asked him, "Are you okay?" And what he said to me, if your mind fits, you fit. If your mind fits, you fit. If your mind doesn't fit, then you don't fit. That's many years ago. I still remember that very clearly. I thought, oh, he's saying something very important, So, so this is very true. It's very true. It's very true. It's not like, oh, if you practice like few desire contentment, then you are going to end up with nothing. That's not true. It's not true. Probably you are going to end up with more things. So Mileposts, many of you heard, he was wandering in the wilderness all the time. He was moving to mountain, meditate, mountain. He said, before my mouth is looking for food, my mouth is desperately looking for something to eat. So now food is looking for my mouth. Now foods are looking for my mouth. Why he becomes so famous? He becomes so famous in his life, and he has many students and many people want to make offering to him. Before when he was desperate, he said, my mouth is looking for food. There's no food. That's why he ended up eating, what do you call? Nettles. That's what he eats, nettles. So now the food are looking for his mouth. That's what he says. So then people making lot of offerings to people bring in. Of course, typically in Tibet, the people make gold offerings, a piece of gold, precious stones. So then probably he received quite a bit of gold from people. So now he has more relatives. Before he has no relatives. Now he becomes a little rich. He has more relatives. Somewhere from here, there. So if they say, "Oh, I'm your cousin, nephew," then in front of all these people, one day what he did, he put this piece of gold onto the altar, and he posted, and he said, someone who does not have uncle now got uncle, and all the appreciation go to you. Then he posted to the piece of gold. So someone who does not have an uncle now got uncle, not just one, many uncles. So now all the appreciations goes to your piece of gold. Then he posted, and everybody can't embarrass. So that's here. No, one may think, oh, maybe if I have few desires, I'm not going to be successful. That's mistake. I think that's mistake. That's a mistake. You know, Jane Muji Chadra shake up the lobby, Gula, the Musho, Gather, Mebo, the was a Kujan Shindu Niba, means conjugate chopaches. This also true. So I'm not saying that I become famous. I'm not saying that I become famous. I became the resident teacher of Kadampa Center. When I was in the monastery, I desperately need a piece of rope. My rope is all torn apart. And I put, what do you call that now? You buy this piece of metal. Huh? Safety pin. You put it like this, it locks. I put safety pin because it's all torn. I put safety pin there. I was so embarrassed because other monks has nice clothes. I don't have nice robe. So I put, so then like that, then try to cover there, here, there. So now every month I get brand new rope from the FPMT every year. So my rope, this rope will last for 4 or 5 years. So now I don't need rope, but every year I get brand new. When I desperately need, I don't have. So there's yeah, I also told them I don't need rope, but they keep sending rope. So anyway, then what I did, I sent back to Tibet. When Geshe-sama went to Tibet, then I sent them to Tibet, because this Tibet didn't have good fabric. So fabric from India, they really cherished, and I sent them there. So anyway, so yeah. When I was a little boy back in the monastery, the food is very precious. There's nothing enough to eat. So in Guru Puja, you get some kind of like goodies, like some kind of like only in the Guru Puja that you get. So I'm worried that somebody going to eat my bread or my goodies. What I do, I hide under my bed. Under my bed, and then. So yeah, so this is. That now, not now, that time monastery, like very high food shortage, so most of the monks, they go hungry most of the day. So now, it's different. Anyway, so since I came back to America, I never hide my food under the bed. The way before that, so then situation become better and better. So, then Seguso Nyamlela Munition, Seguso Nyamlela Munition, the Rangi Sonam Jinyanani Long Chojans. So, what it's saying is like using, it's not saying, eating good food is bad. Nobody's saying that. Eating good food is your result of your positive karma. You should enjoy, you must enjoy. It's not saying that. He is not saying that, eating, wearing nice clothes is bad thing. No, it's not saying that. So, but looking, you don't have, but you're looking. So then it could become problem. So if you already have, so why not? If you find, because of your positive karma, of course you enjoy. You enjoy, cheesecake, you enjoy. Why not? If you're if you're fortunate enough to have cheesecake, why not you use? I'm not saying that's bad thing to do. Sonam jinjane longcho jan choja shinji meraso minyemba junga sobar cheso. Shiya lu tangbo same kajo so cholamji dunga thales. When you meditate, it's not easy. You have to learn how to sit. When you sit, then of course there will be some pain here, there. If you are thinking deep down in your mind, this is for greater cause, so then that pain becomes nothing. The pain becomes nothing. You can sit very comfortably, pain becomes nothing. If you are thinking that's for greater cause, then pain becomes nothing. So that's also like accepting difficulties for greater cause. Accepting difficulty for greater cause. Not just accepting, that doesn't make sense. Accepting difficulties for greater cause. Su midobo da kyungenbo su chinda junya teda la tangdeji chi paune deyon la dobo la soa dunga tanglen dunga so. If you are fortunate enough to have cheesecake, then why not enjoy? If you have no fortune to have cheesecake, so don't get jealous. Don't get jealous. So then so need to create a cause. Need to create a cause for cheesecake. Need to create a cause to enjoy cheesecake. How to do that? Then offer cheesecake to somebody else. Offer cheesecake to somebody else. Offer banana bread to somebody else. In order to like that, yeah. So that's what you do. So instead of getting jealous, so you don't create the cause. You don't create the cause. Kunjo choba so de shulu da mo so de kunjo choba so chuyong zumal tembe dunga thales. As able to bear the physical hardship for the greater cause when you meditate. So then when you're helping people driving here, driving there, dealing with the traffic and all of that, and able to bear for the greater cause because you are going there to help somebody else. You're going there to help somebody else. All of that. Somebody else. It doesn't have to be meditation. It's just example meditation. So helping your wife, helping your husband. Cooking for your wife, cooking for your husband. All of that. So then doing the list. The honeydew list. Honeydew. Honey or honey? Honey. You eat.
No, honey do this, honey.
You eat.
Refer to like.
I thought all the list is sweet, no?
Say to David, honey, please do this. Honey, please do that.
I thought all the lists are honey, no sweet, no. Okay.
Many jobs.
Yeah, doing the honey or honey, whatever you say, honey or honey. You're doing that with a happy mind. So doing that with the kind of excitement mind or happy mind. So that's that's also like so then whatever difficult there might be, physical difficulty, mental difficulty, accepting that. So that's also that's also patience, practicing patience. So ko if somebody is saying something, not even though you pay attention, but don't let bother your mind and heart, then slowly you just let it go. That's also practicing, accepting, like bearing the hardship for greater cause. Make sense? Bearing hardship for greater cause. It's not that big deal. Or somebody says something, it's not that big deal. You don't have to say it. If you say something, they say back and forth, then you fight. Then it's, and nobody's happy. Then gewa la tsumbyo su midu bada kyunge bada chinda junya teda la ache 당대지 취업본에 되어 로버도 개월 좀 두발 때문에 때문에 동아 탄데서 so like if you decide to maybe recite Sanghata Sutra in one sitting, so there will be some difficulties. Then you say, oh, this is far more greater than anything else. Then with that kind of mindset, then able to finish in one sitting, something like that. Did you mention here something, just example, okay? In order to protect somebody from life, there might be, like physical hardship, mental hardship, but you accept all of that, you accept all of that to protect one life, one life. See, like going outside, it's a cold weather, and also then helping some dogs or some cats and some birds, some squirrels. All of that is like practicing patience, bearing the hardship to benefit someone, and here same thing. All of that, a lot of people go for center, a lot of meetings, board meetings, a lot of talking here, there, so then we are practicing patience, okay. So much about subject to dunga tangleji, songda shingle so nor petap cheba, no petap cheba, pawa so chaji chawala tebe dunga tanglezo. So yeah, it's dunga tangle, working for the finance for the families, for the sake of families, working for money, all of that, then able to bear the hardship, dealing with the boss at the work, dealing with the co-workers, then all kind of things, dealing with the meetings, all of that, able to bear that for the sake of family members, for the sake of children. Then this is all same, like accepting difficulties. So that's the practicing patience too. Okay. So that's what is called the open. Oh yeah. So Tamula, what that called? That's the first one. It's called like dunga thaleng, accepting difficulties.
Yes. Patience of accepting difficulties.
Oh, patience of accepting difficulties. Patience of accepting difficulties. Okay, well, that's what it is. Patience of accepting difficulties.
Right?
I think, I'm not sure, like English-speaking people, when they hear word suffering, what kind of idea they get. Dungal, in Tibetan called dungal, it doesn't mean pain. Dungal, it doesn't mean pain. Yeah, so I think probably difficult sounds, it's up to you, so it's up to you. So now, second one is called the patient of accepting, patient of bearing hardship for the sake of spiritual practice. Second one, what is called?
It's In the book, it says patience to gain assurance in the Dharma.
As I mentioned, example, people doing prostration takes like 3 months. All the way from Eastern Tibet to Central Tibet, 3 months. Every ground cover, whether it's the water, cover. Everything's covered like that. That kind of, like I say, mindset in order to bear hardship, for the greater cause also greater spiritual growth in their mind. There's a Nilale Jabra Sula Gejo Nyamli Jinela Gomba the Jun Georgian Jabra Sobagone Neta Nema Langdor Sang. So in the monastery that you memorize your textbook, you memorize. Then you go to class. Class not allowed to bring any books, you memorize. That require some difficulties. You memorize. And then once you memorize, then there's difficulty not able to remember what you memorize. So then you recite outside, you recite verbally, you recite, and if you don't remember, you come inside the house, then you look at, then you go back outside, or maybe you bring the books, then you remember. That's not how you memorize. That's all the hardship. So then, when you meditate, sitting like this, then there's also another hardship. So then doing full length prostrations. It's not easy, But there's a lot of benefit. Every atom that you cover by your body becomes the perfect cause for every atom that's covered by your body becomes the cause for perfect human rebirth. The benefit. But it's not, So Geshe Sangpo did 100,000 in for the Buddha Stupa last year. So he's been thinking in his mind, want to do the long time, and same time he's worried that he's getting older and older. Then last year finally he went. He went, and it is key to your talk every week. So how much you did? I usually don't ask how much you did, but he said, I've now done 30,000. Then so I'm having some pain in my knees. I said, now I told him, don't come back till you finish 100,000. So then finally, Geshe Sangpo finished, so 100,000. So now it's my turn. So I'll do it in my bed. It's my turn now. So remember Stephanie, sometimes teach class here, did 1.5 million prostration, full length. 1.5 million, probably 1.5 million. See, determinations. The same like doing prostration all the way from Eastern Tibet to Lhasa. Stephanie has full-time job. Somehow she managed. Of course she feels discouraged when I push something. I have to make something to put her on altar, make Lamrim. So they finally. So this is the great achievement for Kadampa Center. Somebody 70 did 1 million prostrations. So to see. So then like remembering the memorizing any Lamrim text, that also requires some effort. It's not easy, So that's bearing the hardship for that. That also like second, patient of bearing the hardship for spiritual practice. So that's me. So what is Lamrim doing about your children is in the Tinibe. So now what left? That's all about the patient, okay? The first practice of patient is only come from the first one, the very first one, and not the second one, the third one, I just explained. Very first one, so that's related to that practice, you can only practice if somebody's bothering you, right? If nobody bothers you, then you know, then nobody bothers you. You can't talk about happy patient or not happy patient. Somebody bothers you. So then please, if you are more interested about the patients, then read the Shantideva's books, chapter number 6. Shantideva did thorough analysis how to handle anger, how to practice patience. Practice patience. So I think in Sanskrit, this patience called Shanti. Shanti. Shanti means peace. Peace also means patience. Sanskrit word, called as a Jimbaja. Dana is da means dana. There's a Sanskrit word for generosity. Generosity called dana. I think da means property. Property. How is it? Yeah, da means property. Da na means as eliminations. Elimination of property. That's the meaning of the word dana. Elimination of property. Property? How you say? Property. Not like your house. Property? Property, yeah. So da, poverty. Na means elimination. Elimination of poverty. That's the generosity. Danache. Sudim shila. Shila means ethic. Ethic. That's for the sake of knowledge. That's for the sake of shila means almost like siva. Shila, siva. Siva means like cool breeze. Cool breeze. When the weather is very hot, when you experience cool breeze, Shila, Sivatam is like almost like getting cool breeze. Cool breeze. When the weather is very hot, when you get cool breeze, you enjoy. So the hot weather probably refers to all the disturbing thought. So then, cool breeze refers to the Shila or the, so ethic. Jimbaja Surim Soba. Now the patient is like Shanti. Shanti means Shiva, peace. She word in Tibetan word called Shiva means peace. Shiva means peace. Shiva means she means something like when you build something, it just fall apart. What do you call? Disintegrate. Shiva means disintegrate. Disintegrate of anger. Shiva means Shiva means she means disintegrate. The disintegration of anger. That's what called Shiva. Same Shanti. Shanti means in Sanskrit called Shanti. In English, peace. Shanti, Tibetan Shiva. So Shiva means disintegration of anger. Then that's called Shiva. That means peace, Shanti. Okay. So then next Wednesday, then probably concentrations. Effort, joyful effort. So maybe 2 more class, maybe 1 more Wednesday. So then 1 more Wednesday, then 6th profession is complete. Okay, so then after that, so the 6th profession, the practice is to make your mental continuums more, more soft, more peaceful, more soft. The practice of 6th profession is designed for to make your mind more soft and calm and peaceful. So then after that, I will explain there's 4 practices how to make other people's mind peaceful and calm. Okay, 4 practices right after that. Maybe 2 more class for the 6 paramita, 6 perfections. So then after that, like English word there, 4 practice. No, after that there's 4 practices. 4 practices how to benefit, how to make other people's minds doing wish. Oh, yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, but actually it's like the same thing. 4 way of gathering disciple. There's the same thing, but there's another title. So another title. That's the practice. That's the practice that I want to explain. But maybe there's another titles. Shinju Mimbarche was how to ripen other people's mind stream. 4 practices how to ripen other people's mind stream. So maybe then it's good to know. So then there's these 2 come together. 6 perfections. Then right after that you teach that. So that they complete the package. Okay? Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
In the Go Prayer Book, turn to page 235, and we'll read the general dedication prayers. 235. Gewadi Nududa Lama Sangye Dujune Do Make panam ke guchi ke wanyam pa me paya gone gondu pawa sho champe pawa jito kempada kudu zampo de yande shinte de da kungi jesu da lochi ke wadi dan kanche rap tungo du sun shepe ge wa tanche ki ngo wa gan la cho tu nak pade da she ge we tsa wa di kun kya sha po chu chu rap tu ngo war ki. Then the short long life prayer is 244, 245. Gandhi ra we korwe shinkan pendan de wa malu shungwe chen re zigwan tenzin gyatsoi shape site bardu tenju chi jonu iye nala wang shot awatare tembara sopa lo sange we de ton le pauch shashan gengyo lama so wa de tup tu chan jin jang gun gewe tenzin kyong pewe kun zu do po tse chok sum kud we lek mun tu du pa dok so du kun du jap ten shok Om tare tu re so ha. 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 Om tare tu re so ha.
Oh yeah, thank you. Good night.